On the last episode, we went back to wild space for one last flashback on that flying boat, where our adventure began in chaos amidst that space battle from episode 1. Remember that guy who shot himself in the face? That wasn't some random mook. It was another confused hero clinging to their last memory of their true selves. Estria, once a chaos bounty hunter, and Estria gets a flashback too, okay? Estria remembers cornering her bounty, a former Ink agent, Brigadier Bumblebee, in the corner of a busy noodle joint on a popular space dock, the Rock of Brawl. Hey Doc, if you make a mess, you clean it up, you hear? I'll make you a deal, Estria. I'll pay you 3 stacks now to go and kill the guy who ruined my career and put me out to dry, and 3 more when you bring me back his head. Then you can take me in. Make it 4 now and 4 later, and I won't even take you in. Deal. Estria's new bounty was on the Spelljammer. Not a Spelljammer. The Spelljammer. The largest vessel in known existence, surrounded in mystery and dark legend. Ink headquarters too, apparently. The old codes got Estria past security, and she docked at the jail. And she got inside by helping carry in one of the unconscious bodies being hauled in out of the ship's dock there. It wasn't long until she found the Thrycreen she was looking for. Qua Hui, the jailer. Are you lost? I have a surprise for you. It's in my ship. You'll love it. Come with me. How nice of you to turn yourself in, Estria. The bounty poster of Estria gave her ruse away. A battle ensued, only to be interrupted by Ink agents. You're under arrest, Ink Agent Qua Hui. You've been very naughty, but I caught Estria, Chaos Bounty Hunter. 2 for 1 then. Today is a good day. Back on the ship, in a bird body, Estria seemed to recognize the same Thrycreen, but as she doubted, her gun exploded in her face, knocking her out, leaving her unconscious behind the simulation contraption. And simulation! Somebody smudged these ruins. Who has been in here smudging ruins? Excuse me, new poster. You're late. Go catch up with your friends down in admin. Welcome back. Check. Equipment. Check. Bunk bed. Check. Ship inspection time. Oh, hell no. We're going to lunch. Bye, Felicia. Hey, guys. I saw this, fellow over yonder, Captain Earl, suspiciously bribe a trader for a bottle of something. Let's steal that bottle. I can do that. I've heard you are awesome. Did my mum tell you that? About the bottle. It's some very nice liquor, but it's just liquor. Let's give it back. That won't be suspicious at all. Captain Earl, you dropped your liquor. That's not mine. Give it here. Thanks for finding this liquor. That's not mine. You're awkwardly welcome. To the Nexus for spelljamming training. All of you are navigators? We are. We dabble. I'm just going to stand over here near that smell. Okay, well, oxygen envelopes. Super important. Fly your mini spelljammer to a mini asteroid in the Ori to replenish your oxygen. Go! I'm insulted, Mert. No one cares a speaker is dead. A Concorde is missing. And Ink agents haven't sent anyone to normalize things at the Citadel, which is in chaos. How will the Spelljammer recharge if we don't allow access to the Auroral Diamond? Let's finish this conversation in my quarters. Go do your homework, cadet. Great job, everyone, except Estria. Estria, you murdered yourself and your crew. Did Tato explain to you that we work for the Celestial Bureaucracy? The gods who made the gods? Excuse me, but why do they need help if they can make gods? It's complicated. Shut up. Race time. On your mark, go. I shouldn't tell you this, but something big has happened. The Spelljammer, that's where we are on the Spelljammer, has been summoned for a meeting at the center of the multiverse. Now, they don't tell us anything over here at the Academy, but I think somebody must have done something big, something bad, because I've never seen a recruitment drive this big. A bunch of agents must have been caught in the crossfire. Okay, now, docking safely. A few moments later. Last task. Overly complicated obstacle course at the gym. I made it, guys. I'm gonna go for a nap. Really looking forward to this. They believe in us. We're capable people. Som said so. It was a great workout. Feeling really buff. That went really well, I thought. The best. I could have done better. This body's a little weird. I could really use a rest, guys. Guys? We're finished, ma'am. No, you're not. Astral was sleeping on the job, so you get extra duties. I was unconscious because of your simulation malfunction, actually. Sounds like sleeping on the job to me. Go get the big box that arrived from Mert down at the Sea Dock. Carry it up to his room. He's been drinking with a dignitary, so don't wake him. Don't mess with the box. If you do a good job, extra chocolate pudding. Pudding? Why didn't you say so? I like pudding too. You need gold caps. Have gold caps. You hear that sound in the box? Kind of sounds like spiders. Oh, I don't know. That's the sound of clinking bottles. I've heard that sound many a time in my life. I can levitate the crate so it's quiet. Shh. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, looks good. I think here is a good spot. What the heck? Here, Mert, drink more alcohol from this box that I know contains alcohol. A Neogi swarm, spider-like alien hatchlings burst from the box. Roll initiative.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Kabuki. I'm playing Axel, human stuck in a Leonin barbarian body. So, see how this goes.
Hey, I'm V Islands. I'm playing Zominius, a fire genasi royal trapped in the body of a rat shifter.
Hi, Goonie reporting in. I am playing Ace, who is a half-elf swashbuckler stuck in the body of a Githyanki.
Hey, I'm playing Dr. Carey. She is a scribe wizard stuck in the body of a Thrycreen.
On deck and ready, playing as Estria, the ranger of a Shadowfell origin, stuck in the body of an Arakokra.
Oh, yeah, I don't hear you through the stream at least right now.
And I think that the stream's like 30 seconds behind too, usually.
Yeah, I don't hear you through the stream at least right now.
And I think that the stream.
It's too delayed. There's a 30-second delay until we know.
I know.
Stream just said can't hear at least.
Okay, now you can hear me, right? Hello, hello? Can you hear me now? I think that's coming through. I can see, what have I done
I think I just heard you on the stream.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, off to a good start.
Did it.
That will all be cut in the edited
Dungeons
version.
and Dragons.
None of that happened.
Technical difficulties.
Excellent. So, as I was saying, we're going to go for a moment to Zom before we return to the scene in the bedroom. And Zom went for a nap. So, Zom, your head was pounding. It's a familiar feeling. It's a familiar feeling you've had since you breathed in the ancestors' ashes, this oncoming migraine. Your vision cracked, blurred. You can feel it. Eyelids beginning to droop. And you've made an excuse to the party that you're tired and need a nap, but you know what's really happening. So you retreat to the bunk room to rest your head. As soon as your head hits the pillow, you slip into a deep sleep. At first, it's a comforting sleep. For a while. Comforting for a while. What do you dream of in the beginning?
In the beginning, I think he dreams of his resting room. You know, just lounging in the pillows, maybe a friend or two, hanging out, drinking some fine wine. Just kind of think maybe he's starting to already miss that, even though it's only been a pretty short time. He's going back to his place of comfort in his mind. So, you know, just dreaming of that, just lounging in his safe space.
You mentioned friends. Who is one of Zemenius's friends? Who's one of his close friends?
I would say another fire genasi named Starlet. They have a light friendship. They're good friends, but they're more like art friends. They go see plays and stuff together. They show each other their art. They don't really talk about deep emotional things too much, but they have they party together. They go about town and look beautiful together.
Okay. Well, Starlet, in your dream, there's something that catches your attention that kind of jolts you from the dream state. It's almost like it becomes lucid at that point, like you become aware that you're dreaming. Starlet's arms and hands are blue, and there are 6 fingers on each hand. And Starlet's holding something, offering something to you, and the shape of it's square. What is it that Starlet's offering to you? This square thing. It can be anything you want, but it's square.
Oh, I think it is a square. He says, "Starlet, what is wrong with your hands?" And then he looks down, and it's a piece of square bone. And it's not like it's carved bone, like organic, like it almost is like organically shaped, as if the creature or whatever was taken from is a is a square. What is that?
Starlet doesn't respond to your question about is it a Starlet a woman, a man?
So it's a woman.
Okay, she offers you the square bone, but without making any comment. She's just smiling dreamily at you, offering you this square piece of bone.
He takes it. You know, Starlet. She has. Perhaps it's an art piece. He doesn't know. He's a little unnerved, but he gingerly takes it from her hand. What is this?
It's not a square bone anymore. It's a bone. It's a square crate made of bone. And Starlet and your other friends, their heads change and they become the heads of 4 different animals. What different animals do they become?
Whoa. A goat, a possum, a pufferfish, and a lizard.
Okay. One of these animals has grown another appendage, a mane. Which of the animals grows a mane?
The I'll say the pufferfish.
Okay.
I have to go with the most disturbing choice.
One of them, one of them grows another set of arms, but they're like mantis-like little. You know, like how the mantis doesn't have like hands; they have like a little like cutting in appendage. So they grow like another 2 arms. Which of the animals grew the extra 2 arms with the cutting mantis appendage?
Oh, the possum.
Okay. And one of them grows a pair of gray wings. Is it the goat or the lizard that grows the gray wings?
The lizard.
So the goat, the body kind of becomes goat-like, but the face of the goat becomes that of a young boy looking around, kind of like where are they? It's the face of Starlet, perhaps, that all of a sudden she has a boy's face and she doesn't know where she is in her dream, and she warns you about the contents of the box. And all of a sudden it's like sitting on the pillow and you're seeing it from far away now, as though you've become a little mouse looking from a little safe mouse hole. And you're nibbling away at some cheese pudding. And you're looking down at this box. And you see it slowly opens. And inside the box is something related to the number 8. What is it that you see?
8 8 pieces of 8 fruits, 8 like juicy thick mangoes, let's say.
Okay, nice. Mangoes. Each of these mangoes, they sprout these arachnid legs from each of them, just like they start crawling out of this bone box out into the room and swarming out amongst you. You see that the animals pick up the corner, each corner. The 4 animals take one corner of each of the box, and the lost child is like looking up at you pleadingly, like the only one that's aware of you in that little safe hole where you are. And they start carrying this box with them and start spreading these mangoes. They keep multiplying and crawling out of the box all the way through the palace. Everywhere you go, spreading out into different rooms. And you can either let them, you can feel the intense danger. You can either let them just disappear and you can stay safe in your little cheese hole with your cheese pudding, or you can follow them and follow danger where they're taking this box, this bone box of arachnid fruit.
He follows. Yeah, he in his dream sort of form he recoils but then follows. He's too curious and too headstrong in his own way to stay behind.
You see the one who was once Starlet, that is now the lost-looking boy with goat horns and goat legs, takes out like a golden cup and puts it on upside down on their head, and continues on along the palace. Each of the other animals do the same. They put these golden cups on their head, and all of a sudden you've come face to face with 3 stern-looking guards who demand to see your golden cup. You have no such cup. You need these guards to leave you. How? How do you make it true? How does it become so?
I think he looks down at himself and he says, I think he looks at them and he says, "You must let me by. I have no golden cup, but my friends have. They took mine. They carry my golden cup. Please, you must let me go past and help them."
The 3 guards refuse. No golden cup, no pass. And they try to send you away. You feel like you could make them leave somehow.
look at them and I give them visions of the room that he was just in, the comfort, the lovely pudding, and he says, "Don't you think you should take a break? You've been here for so long, for eons and eons. Go, enjoy some pudding, enjoy some pillows."
The three like, pudding? Why didn't you say so? and they rush past you. As they run past you, you suddenly wake up in a cold sweat. You're not in the bunk room. You're standing on the obsidian stairs of the Spelljammer Academy. And there's an alarm sounding somewhere from down below. And the guards are disappearing down the stairs as though to go towards that alarm sound. You hear doors opening, people running out in all sorts of directions from the adjacent rooms as the academy becomes a swarm of activity, a frenzy of activity. And you're looking down a hallway where you have a sensation of the danger is there. And now the hallway is clear. This is probably the only chance you have to head down the hallway, as you have no golden cup on your head. Do you remain on the stairs, or would you like to head down that hallway?
He, at this point, he's still like almost just half awake, but he has had these sort of dreams before, and he knows what this choice is, and he follows. He goes down the hallway. He's like, this path has been cleared for me, and he heads down.
All right. Back in Mert's room. Let me share the map with you all. Everyone please roll initiative.
All right.
Ugh, +8.
That's a dirty 20.
+7. There we go.
Also a dirty 20.
All right. So the swarm
16.
has spilled out of the box. You see that Mert, his eyes have kind of like drooped. You see he's fighting. He was kind of seemed aggravated that he had been disturbed, but it didn't last very long. The next thing you know, his eyes droop and he just thuds down onto his pillow again, and returns to snoring. Zomenius appears at the end of the hallway, just in time with a double move to see what's looking through the door, the circumstances that he can see as he's looking into Mert's room. Your turn is spent arriving at the combat phase. So that will bring us to Axel's turn, who's
it should be
standing just outside the
Estria.
door. Oh, sorry, did I miss?
Should be Estria. Yeah, he got 20.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It could be because I might have used the wrong thing.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it was the wrong thing.
We're into that manually. Sorry, you're just at the bottom of the initiative order.
There you go.
Okay, so Estria.
So Estria is going to look at the spiders that are coming out of the box, and she's going to look back at the octopuses behind her. She's going to be like, "Oh, heck no!" And she's going to use her Blessing of the Raven Queen ability to, as a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you see. And I'm basically going to teleport over to the bowl of octopuses. And with my action, I would like to just start chucking octopuses at these spiders.
Okay, all right. Well, you gonna like throw the whole bowl at them, which would be feasible, or are you gonna try and like fish out the octopuses from the water?
The bowl, I take it, would be throwable then.
Yes, you could certainly try and throw and break the bowl in their direction as they spilled out where the swarm of Neogi are.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. I assumed the bowl was too large, but yeah, I'm just gonna throw the whole bowl at them.
Okay, give me a strength check to do that, or if you want to pick it up and throw it closer, or you could use a dexterity to just tip it over so it's tried to spill across the floor and the water got all the way there. If you have athletics, you can use athletics instead.
I will use athletics. That is 10 plus 1 to 11.
All right, so the bowl has landed about 10 feet from where it was and broken and made an area. About that big. So there are octopuses all within that area now, like flopping around on the ground, looking like tasty little morsels to potentially be eaten, but they haven't quite made it to where the swarm has emerged. All right, Dr. Carey. No, Axel, sorry.
Yeah, because I know it. Wait, how tasty do these octopuses look?
I mean, it depends if you like seafood, I guess.
Yes.
Axel will run out there and say, "I hate spiders," and run up to try to close the box.
Unfortunately, you can see as you approach the box that they are out of the box. There's no getting them back in there or closing them off. They're already out of the box. That's what they did on their surprise turn, shall we say, was get out of the box.
Okay. I guess I'll just try. Well, I still hate spiders, and he just starts trying to stomp on some.
Okay, so you're making like your clawed attack?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that would be what I would do then. Okay. Oh, so it's like a swarm of them. Interesting.
Okay. So, as you rip into the swarm, the closest ones, one of the closest ones to you, kind of retaliates to your nasty little attack and runs out from the swarm, but not before Dr. Carey can do something, because their initiative is exactly the same. So there is a little one that's run out from the swarm here. It's smaller than that though.
Oh goodness! And it's like crawling up his leg.
It's certainly heading into. It's like run into the square of Axel. So it's running towards Axel's legs. It hasn't got up there yet because you're going to be able to act before it can do anything.
It's scrambling with ill intent as I'm doing my thing. All right. So Dr. Carey was the man in the bed. He doesn't look well. But there's something on you. And she quickly sort of wiggles her fingers and she does that blast of ice again and shoots it towards that little scrambly guy. So she will cast Frostbite, which I think is an attack roll on my part, but I guess we'll find out. Nope. All right. Let me drop. Where am I supposed to be seeing an initiative order? Can I just drop it on a token?
There, it should be at the very last is the Neogi Swarm, but you can just drop it on the token on the map.
Okay. There we go. I cast the spell, and they roll poorly. So, I'm going to do some extra damage on the Neogi Swarm, and so that hurts them. And also, if they try to attack my frightening lion friend, they will have disadvantage on their next attack.
Okay, so you attack the Swarm, not the one that came out going for his leg then.
No, I'm sorry. I attacked the little one, but I've been dropping things on the big token just because I don't I don't want to attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm tagging the little one. I'm trying to freeze the little one off of him, and if it doesn't drop off entirely, I want to
Okay.
stop it from biting him.
Can you drop that effect just on the hatchling instead, which
Oops,
is?
I can try.
You can do it in the tracker as well to make it so you can.
There, I did it. Great.
Nice. I'm just going to take that off the Swarm then, because it's separated itself from the Swarm.
Okay, so they are distinct. Once they step off, they're different creatures entirely. Okay.
Yes.
Great. And also, I would like to move myself away from these scary bugs and the angry lion man. So I'm just gonna let's see. I don't like the octopuses. Do not, in fact, look delicious to me. But I want to wake up the scary boss man up there. So I'm gonna try to move way over near to the bed over there.
Okay.
And I think that's all I can do.
All right. So the little creature, although partly frozen, doesn't seem to be put off from trying to bite Axel's ankles. But it's moving so slowly as it's covered with ice that it's very easy just to step away from it. Ace, you're up.
All right. So I'm kind of shocked about the spiders, but expected it. I'm gonna run in and say, "I knew it. This guy eats spiders," and draw my rapier and stab into the swarm. Yeah. Get sneak attack because Axel is there with me. Cool.
Nice.
So put that on the swarm. And then we got to have a chat.
Nice.
And then I'll use. And I'm going to dance away, use my fancy footwork to disengage and go closer to the guy. Say, "Wake up, man! Your spiders are here."
Okay, so as you run past the swarm, a couple of things happen. You've certainly caught the swarm's attention with that lethal blow that shears through several of them, hacking off these eel-like necks, spreading their gooey black blood across the floor. And the others seem to have felt it, like you've hurt the colony. The first thing that happens is one peels off and follows Ace. The swarm, as you run past, kind of leap out and try and nip at your ankles as you've run past, as you've provoked an opportunity attack.
I think he.
Did you? Yes, because.
Yeah, I meant to use.
Sorry, is that your mobility?
Cunning action.
You cunning action.
To disengage. But I mean, if
no.
it's
They
a
certainly
swarm,
do not.
so
Sorry. They certainly do not get an opportunity attack. The swarm itself, actually, even though you've attacked, on their turn, they seem to be headed as though drawn to something up on Mert's bed. And they're going to provoke an opportunity attack from you as they rush past you and Axel, ignoring the enemies they have, drawn by something up there. But one has peeled off and will go after Ace. Okay. So, did I attack? No, I didn't attack.
Are we seeing that this sort of attack is not as effective as it should be?
It's hacking little dudes, but because they're like moving as one, you can tell that it's harder to like pick one out and like do serious damage to it. But certainly, little arachnid creatures are being left / dead where they've been hit. It's just because it's moving with such a large amount of them that it might not seem like you're doing as much, but you are certainly chopping away at the swarm. So imagine like 7 damage is the equivalent of like killing 2 of them, kind of thing. Oh. The swarm has swarmed the naked legs of Mert.
Whoa.
That's a lot of dice.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Bitten
Okay.
him ferociously, which wakes him from his stupor. There is a look on his face. The lids of his eyes are like still heavy. What the hell is going on here? And you can see there's like fizzing black goo and all of these bites along his legs that the swarm has bitten him many times. One of the little ones, however, has come right after Ace. He can just hear it nipping down at his ankles. He's far too nifty to be caught by it, but certainly getting bitten by that black fizzing goo doesn't seem like a nice prospect. Estria, back to you.
All right. Estria can kind of see the writing on the wall here. She realizes that she has probably pooped the bed at this point, and she's going to do her best to cover her ass. So what she's going to do is she's going to I will take the dash action to hang on. I will go there, and I'm going to whisper to Axel, "Hey man, can you smash that box up real good, like?"
Smash the box! We have enemies in front of us!
I mean, you could use the box as a weapon, perhaps. You know, take some wooden planks off of it.
Why would I need wooden planks when he wants to like go ahead and preemptively before his turn like draw his great sword?
Sure.
Be like, why do I need a plank when I have this?
Seeing that, Esther is gonna just nod and say, "All right, you do your thing, big man." And I think that's gonna be my turn. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Zaminius. You're looking through the door, seeing all of this.
He looks through the door and he immediately starts putting together the pieces of his dream and what's happening here. His sort of reddish, ratty hair is wet on his brow with sweat, and he wipes it off. And he like kind of staggers forward, and he says, "O ancient ashes, you have guided me here to aid my friends. Eternal flame, I ask you now to bless them and bless me. Extend your embers to warm them and guide their path." And he casts bless as a level 2 spell on himself and Estria, Axel, and Ace, as he sort of walks forward, and there's a shimmer of like heat waves almost around them, like coming off of asphalt. But they actually don't necessarily feel any heat. They just feel that sort of warmth around them. And he stumbles forward and he says, I can't even take a nap without you all getting yourselves into some trouble, it seems. He walks into the room, glancing over at the doctor, and he says, doctor, you look like you are the one that needs to take a nap. And he, as an interaction, draws a healing kit from his pack, and he says, stay close to me, I'll take care of you. And that is his turn.
Nice.
And I'll put that.
Okay, so Mert has woken from the pain of his injury, but as he tries to like stand up, you can see his whole of his body movements are discoordinated. He's obviously highly intoxicated, and he's tangled his own legs in his own bed sheets, and he just kind of like falls off the bed, tangled in his satin sheets, groaning, fighting with the blankets. Get off me! He's absolutely hopeless. Axel.
He's hopeless. As he finishes his interaction with Estria, as he's pulling his sword out, he's going to his eyes are gonna like light up. His hair starts spreading out from him, and he's going to rage. Do that, and then he's going to bypass the little guy right in front of him and go for the swarm that's going after Mert.
All right. The little guy is still very intent on getting up your leg and biting you. But cold and frozen as he is, his movements are far too slow, and you race away undisturbed.
Nice.
I believe that disadvantage was just... I don't want him to get hit, but I think that disadvantage I did was just on the next attack they made.
Oh.
So you should at least take it off now, if not before. Sorry.
So it's
Oh,
only
you
one,
can,
it's not till the end of your next turn? It's just one attack?
Yeah.
Let me... Yeah, it's just... I think it's just next attack.
You can re-roll it. That's fine.
Oh no, I'll let it stand on this time. Let's just say it happened so quickly that it remained frozen, and then it's so that effects are worn off.
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then he's gonna look down at Mert and say, "Get up, man!"
Nice. The swarm had been seriously only focused on Mert for whatever reason, but as your greatsword comes down and hacks like another 2 heads off, the swarm senses that there are other more important things at the moment. Dr. Carey.
All right. Well, she would like to zap the horrible creatures that are biting with the black gross ooze, but she also looks like she's about to... Zome had noticed that her legs are shaking and her arms are bruised. And so she sort of looks like she wants to engage in a fight, but she also sort of slowly slinks towards Ximinius. I mean, with Axel and the swarm sort of tangled up like that, am I in zapping range if I try to blast it with a spell of one sort or another? The big swarm?
It's on the bed, so if it's as long as it's in range, it's not like covered or protected by anything. Certainly.
Yeah, that's my question. So I can hit it without Axel there. All right, I could also
Axel
zap it before I moved. Okay, great. Then I will cast the mighty spell entitled Ray of Sickness. So this sort of purplish, in her fingers, purplish energy sort of grows around one of her hands, and you can see she's got a very, very, very practiced technique. So she forms it, it swirls very nicely, and then zaps it out, and this sickening purple ray shoots out. Oh, sorry, I meant to roll that on the creature. That was a 18 to hit on the swarm, which I assume hits.
It does.
All right, this is the Neogi swarm, which is where on the tracker? There we go. A swarm. There we go. Oh my god. 4 damage. And it has an effect, I believe... Oh, it is poisoned. Right. That's great. So, now it has disadvantage.
You can see the little eels instantly. Little eel start like spitting out like green mucus.
That mucus should be a little bit more purple and a little less green. I gotta study that spell again.
I think they have a save. They have a Constitution save for the sickness.
Oh, it's not a immediate effect.
I'm pretty sure it's a Constitution save.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
Which hopefully, as a swarm, they have a terrible Constitution.
Yes, on a hit, 2d8 plus make a save. Sorry, thank you.
Oh, good.
And my spell DC, I guess it must tell you, but... Ooh. My spell DC is 13. Yep. All right. Not poisoned.
They're it seems like they're spitting. It seemed like they might have been vomiting, but they're actually like spitting on each other, and they're like feeling much better after spitting on each other.
I'm really out of sorts. That should have done a lot more.
It was great for a moment.
Sorry.
The little hatchling, the little frozen one, seems to have like broken itself out of the ice at last, and it's skittering away. It's doesn't seem to paid any attention to Istria, who's standing there by the box, provoking an opportunity attack. You do have your clawed hands and feet in your hands at the moment, so.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, you know what? Astria is just gonna. She's gonna not do the opportunity attack because she's gonna be more focused on figuring out how to get this box dismantled, basically, in a way that makes it look destroyed.
All right. It runs across the floor and runs trying to get up the leg of Axel once again. Finally, something gets a nip from Axel.
Ooh, ouchie, wawa.
Oh, I dropped that on myself.
You dropped that on yourself.
Okay. I was like...
Because all yours is in the same square.
It's a strange handful of dice.
Instant death. I was like...
So you can make a Constitution save. If you beat a 10, you are not poisoned. Okay, so you can feel like a little bit woozy from the bite, but you shake it off straight away. Ace.
Okay, so I don't like this thing crawling up my leg. I'm dancing around. I just want to let go. But since no one's around me, I can do some crazy moves and sneak attack it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to feint like I'm moving this way, that. And try to skewer it with my sword here. So drop this on me. And then I'm going to take some movement Actually, no. I'm no movement. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Just keep trying to shake this off.
Oh, you've skewered it right through the head. It's dead.
All right, then I will move. Actually, come around. Right here. In my move turn. Nice.
All right. The swarm turns their collective fury onto the last one to have heard it, which is Axel.
It's still got the poison effect on it.
Thank you.
Ooh.
They just leap off the bed onto your neck, onto your face, digging their claws and their bites into your eyes, getting down beneath the whatever clothing you might be wearing and just getting right into the flesh of you. The swarm, let me see, the swarm's hit points at the moment is under half, so it's not as powerful as it was a moment ago because you've killed so many of them.
Wow.
But it still hurts a lot.
Yeah, it does. Do I need to make another con save?
You need to make another con save, yep. It's 12 is the target this time. Okay. The wooziness, you shake it off. There's something about this smoke as well burning off. You seem to like burn it up from burn it out of your blood. Sorry, I've skipped a turn there. The other little one that I missed is going to follow Ace. Oh no, it's dead.
It's dead
why.
now.
That's why it's not going to do it. That's why I got skipped. It lies there, wishing it could follow you, but maybe in another life. At the top of the turn, Estria.
So Estria is gonna look over to Zominius and call to him. You take care of the good doctor there. I'm gonna go help our other friends up there. And she's gonna hop over the box and run up to Axel. And she's gonna use Cure Wounds on him.
All right.
Nice.
Not great. It's only 4.
Better than nothing.
It dulls the pain. Zeminius.
So Minius is from his medical kit. He like looks over the doctor and he's like, I never was so talented at medicine before. Think this body, this person knew the body much better than I did, and he's taking things out of the pack, and he's going to use his healer feat to heal.
What?
Perry. So he's like tying splints really quickly and like rubbing a salve, kind of just pouring some smelly, kind of burning liquid on her wounds, and he will.
Now I actually do have all the bandages and splints on, like I had did in the animation.
There you go.
Damn.
He healed for 7 HP, and he can only do that once per rest per person. So that's a cooldown on you
Per person.
Nice.
Wow.
And then that is his turn.
What? That healer feat is dope as shit.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. All right.
Okay, so Mert finally untangles himself from the bed sheets, and he's grabbed his underpants that were lying on the floor next to him, and he's trying to like cover up his embarrassment. He's standing now, but he can't quite. He's got like both legs in the same hole, and he's like hopping around. trying to cover his naked, generous girth.
Nice.
Axel.
Axel will turn around and acknowledge Estria for the heal and say, "Welcome to the party!" and then attack the the Neogi again.
All right, you cleave through the last few remaining Neogi, cleaving them from your body, throwing them down onto the bed. Tell us what it looks like, Kabuki.
What it looks like is, even though that all these Neogis are on his body, he is very surprisingly adept with the greatsword and just like starts swinging it around his body, and it's getting closer and inching closer, and somehow like whirlwind chopping these things off like a helicopter blade, just constantly taking like inch by inch off, and they all just start falling off of him.
Nice. All right, Dr. Carey, there's one little critter left at the feet of Axel, the one you froze before, still somehow in the fight.
Well,
Was that
you start him.
Oh no, it was killed, wasn't it? Was it dead? No. Yes. It's still...
No, you
There's
killed
one
it
more.
yourself.
Oh, I killed it myself. That's why
right.
it's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. It's alive. It's got a few hit points left.
Well, when the thank you. I'll tell you all about this gym thing. It was terrible. I need to. You need to give me a note from the doctor next time too, and I'll go with you.
Oh,
But that's
my
for later.
pleasure.
When ice doesn't work, we use fire here. All right, and I will firebolt the Neogi hashling. That seems like it probably does not hit with a 12.
It's
All right, I give you a hot foot.
It's not quite enough. Being too careful as to not want to hit Axel, you've just called a little bit short and just kind of dashes in the floor, the stone floor, a little bit short. This creature is dead set on avenging his colony. It's going to try and bite. It seems like it's sad. It's kind of like a sad bite. Ace.
All right. So, gonna move in closer to Axel and say, "Trust me, hold still. I know what I'm doing. I do this kind of thing all the time." And I'm gonna little creature on him, and it's important to just not move.
$27. Goodness gracious.
Thrust in real quick and pierce the little spider guy. Have it skewered on my blade. Like, see?
All right. So, as the room is quiet, there is a suspicious box. There is a broken goldfish bowl with floundering
Octopus.
yeah, moving around slowly on the floor, and Mert has run. Oh, he's like running over to the other side of the bed to like grab his belt where his rapier hangs, and he's looking around very, very confused at you guys. Like, you can see there's something not right in his face. Like, he's not quite aware of what's happening. He doesn't even realize that the battle's finished. You've killed all of these alien creatures. So combat's over. What would you like to do?
Zaminius kind of walks forward a little bit, looking around, seeing that the creatures have been slain, and he breathes a sigh of relief. But then he's looking at Mert, and he passes his hand before his eyes. And you see like a little of that heat shimmer again as he sort of whispers something, and you hear like the words of flame, and he passes it in front of his eyes. He's going to cast guidance on himself, and then he is going to make an insight check. He looks at Mert to try and figure out what's going on with him.
Sure.
So that would be plus. Oh well. So that's a 11.
You have some type of feeling that this is not just the normal look of someone who has been drinking. Like you can smell a stench on him from as close as you've just moved to him, and it's a very pungent, acidic type smell, and it's kind of coming from his breath. As he's kind of like, oh, what is the hell is my belt, where my sword, my rapier, and you're not sure what's wrong with him, but this is not. You're quite sure it's not that he's drunk, but you're not quite sure what it is. Something's not quite right here, though. You do have that distinct feeling.
Okay. Can I attempt a medicine check?
Yes, you can definitely medicine check him.
All right. I mean, he's going to like calm down now, be still, and he's going to attempt that medicine check right here. That's a natural 1. So he's like, guys, I think he's dead. You should get out of here. You should get out of here before there's any other witnesses, anything like that. But yeah, he has a complete loss of what's going on with him. But he would like to heal him at least, using the healer's kit, maybe try and clean his wounds a little bit, and calm him down that way, while other people do some stuff.
Sure. How does everyone else react as Zemenius goes over to Mert to try and make some sense of what's going on?
Having been like in kind of the seedier parts of the galaxy, I know my memory ain't exactly perfect, but would Estria perhaps recognize this kind of thing?
Possibly, yeah. You can choose either insight, medicine, or investigation, whichever way you want to take a look at this, whichever Estria's natural instinct would be.
I'm going to go with insight. That is a 19 plus 4, 23.
Yeah, you might have had some experience in your past, like drugging people, drugging your bounties to make them easier to bring in, and it seems that that smell you seem to recognize it. The name is on the tip of your tongue at the moment, but you know that it's something that confuses the bounty for a period of time and leaves them usually in a very deep sleep and an incapacitated state where they can't defend themselves.
Estria is going to realize this information, and she's going to say, They said he was drinking with diplomats, didn't they? She's going to like address that to the room, basically.
I think so.
Like, Axel, you said you heard something, didn't you?
Yes. Axel will remind the group that Mert was, and if I think I remember this correctly, he's the head of the academy, from what they were saying. So he's the head of the academy, and he was talking to a dignitary from the Citadel about. He was pretty angry, not being able to get help. Something was going on with the Citadel. I don't quite remember exactly what was going on, honestly. But something was going on. Inc. Incorporated didn't send any help for that guy, the dignitary. But he was drinking, I think, with him at the time when you guys were doing the Skydock training, and I overheard that. Zozo, you were kind of interested in it, but you had your headache, so I never gave you that information. So okay. I will be relaying that to you now.
Do you just be trying to calm him, the old wolf, with just gentle words like, "Hey, it's okay. Everything's fine. They're gone now. We took care of it. We took care of it. No big deal. Just relax. Sit down. You look like you're still tired." And I'm just rolling a persuasion,
Okay.
just like trying to get him to stop picking up his and everything because he like just, "Hey, it's under control. Everything's fine."
He starts taking some deep breaths. Not feeling good.
We're gonna figure this out. We'll figure this out.
I think we should go get a doctor. There's like a sick bay or a hospital or something in the tower.
You probably haven't figured out. Are you asking Mert?
I'm asking. I am asking. I, the player, am asking you, the GM, right now. But I could ask. Let's see what that turns out, and then we'll go from there.
Nothing that you would have come across yet. You may have seen something that looked along those lines in the area that you briefly searched in the bunk areas. There are multiple different rooms around the cadets' quarters. Maybe there's some type of first aid room within that area where hurt students could be attended, because it usually would be students that got into rough areas. Or maybe down at the gym, you didn't really look down at there, but there is an obstacle course and people do get hurt on the obstacle course, so there could be some medical facility down there as well, logically, you think.
I mean, this is a big guy here. Maybe he has something in his. You guys think?
Mr. Wolf, we're new cadets. Is there a doctor in the in? You need help.
Now hold up there, doctor.
Top drawer. By the bed.
Medical
Top drawer,
doctor, of course. I'm doctor.
Top drawer.
Oh, you need. Oh, he wants the top shelf drink.
Yeah, give me the potion in there. The drinking. It must be the drinking.
Potion.
That'll cure the hangover right quick.
Okay.
Mother's medicine. Mother's medicine.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I definitely would run over and open the drawer.
In his top drawer, there's like an array of 6 bottles in a line, kind of like potion-shaped bottles, little beakers, and they have a cool blue liquid in each of them, filled to the top.
I grab one out and bring it over to him. Is this the one? Yeah.
Mother's medicine.
I hear you.
He clocks it back and need a bucket. I need a bucket.
A bucket.
There's a boat.
Grab the box.
Does someone run and grab the box?
Axel will run towards the box, but not grab it and bring it back. He'll just run over there, grab the box, and then like chuck it at them.
There's a box flying through the air towards you. What do you guys do? It's flying right towards Esther at the moment, because that was kind of in the direction of Mert.
Estria she's gonna fire a flight, and her instinct is to flight, so she's going like duck out of the way.
It's now flying at Mert, who's like sitting there like.
Can I roll a dex or something to try to catch it?
You're within the area, so either Zom or you could pluck it out of the air. Dex save.
Zom is definitely not going to. So.
All right.
It's on the
roll a strength roll to see what the DC is, Kabuki.
Oh
Strength?
shit! You gotta be kidding me.
As you wind down from your
strength
rage,
roll?
you have advantage as well, Kabuki.
All right.
Oh my god! Like so athletics, I guess.
Yeah, with advantage.
Oh my god! Sorry. Oh, it's not good. Yes.
Not
Okay.
too bad. 13.
To pluck it out of the air.
I'm gonna roll acrobatics. Does that seem like it'll fit?
It does. So let's do sleight of hand, maybe. Do you have a sleight of hand?
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That was acrobatics. Here's sleight of hand.
Let's keep the 19 and apply the +5, so 24. More than enough.
Just jump up like. Box.
It's just like
Box,
right
sir.
in front of Mert's face. He's like, whoa. You're holding the box, but it's like right in his face. What do you do? 3, 2, 1.
Let's say, Right in here. This is where your spikes were.
Just in time.
I hope you didn't want them alive because they are dead now. I still think that he wanted those for whatever reason.
Zom escapes the splatter.
This is.
You can see his eyes look clearer, and you're hearing footsteps running down the hallway, and guards burst in. With them, there is the little gnome who, with his little moustache and his little bowler hat that sold you all of the things in the equipment shop, Mr. Blip. And he reports, Master Mert, this attack. We've had several attacks throughout the academy. Oh God, it's happened here too, I can see. Are you okay? What happened here? Please, someone report.
Well, it would seem.
Spiders!
Spiders, they came out of the box.
Yes, that's
They
what
tried
I
to
was
bite
getting at.
everybody.
We did attempt to kill them, but unfortunately, they managed
You
to bite the headmaster.
We killed them, but it's
Mert says, "What? Someone tried to kill me? Someone
I would
sent this
imagine.
box of creatures." He picks up his own bedside table and throws it across the room. Who did this? Who
Esther's
sent
gonna
up the
turn to
box? He's looking.
She's gonna ask him,
we brought the box, but we were told to.
We're given it as part of our mission.
It was the bosun.
By who?
Down at the bottom floor.
The bosun. She said,
Bosun.
Bring this box up to the headmaster. No funny stuff. Don't look in the box." That's pretty much exactly what she sounds like.
Mr. Blip says, Mert.
But luckily we did look in the box.
Sorry,
There's
we
been
ruined
an
your
attempt
snacks.
on Tarto's life at the same time, Mert. It couldn't have been Tarto. And there's been burglaries reported across the academy. It's a coordinated effort. Our thief has struck again. Mert kind of... I'm sorry. This is very frustrating. I shouldn't have lost my temper in front of you, young cadets. Thank you. I can only thank you for being here when I had my pants down.
quite literally, I would say.
Oh, you're welcome.
We've all seen it before. I mean, not yours specifically, but you understand.
I do. I get what you're saying. You'll have to excuse me, please. Turn in your gold helmets to the guards and head back to the bunk room. And please, wait before you do. He kind of jogs across the room to that broken piece of furniture that he just smashed, and he digs amongst the rubble. He digs out a pouch and brings a massive gold nugget to each of you and gives you a gold nugget each. A little token of my thanks. And a request to keep it under your hats. Don't speak to this with anyone else at the academy.
I stick the gold under my hat.
You don't know who you can trust. I don't know who I can trust, so trust no one.
Ooh, ominous.
So with that, Esther is gonna turn to Mert and say, "Well, I got a question for you. What was your last memory before you passed out?"
That's a good question. I was up here with the dignitary, and we were talking about an issue, and he left, and I think he left. I'm pretty sure he left, and I might have had another wee nip before he left. It gets fuzzy. I think he left.
A nip of what? What were you drinking?
Oh. He goes over to the bed and there's like a half drunk bottle. I was drinking this nasty stuff. Someone had left it by my bed, I think.
So while he's talking, he's as soon as he starts saying, "Oh, I think someone left," Carrie would raise an eyebrow if her weird buggy body had eyebrows to raise, and she sort of turns on a little arcane ability, which is the ability to detect magic at will. Because of the feat I have of Eldritch Adept. So she wants to use Eldritch Sight to kind of look around.
Oh, cool.
She's a little suspicious that something might be concealed or not what it seems in the area.
Okay. You immediately detect that the liquid inside, there's like it's almost like a worming its way within the liquid bottle that he's holding. And it seems to be from the enchantment school of magic. There's also a glow from that open, the drawer where he had the mother's medicine. There's a definite glow coming from there. The table on the right, which was like a topographic map of some type of land in like 3D, is also glowing for you. You can see that his rapier is glowing brightly. That's on his hip. The wardrobe that's spilling out the golden light is also glowing.
Right. We maybe forgot to mention that. Okay, yeah, okay.
That's all that's glowing. You're not picking up anything hidden elsewhere or any invisible person cloaked in magic or anything like that.
Okay.
Just throwing this out there, but Axel wants to look at that bottle of wine and just make sure it's not the same bottle of wine that the captain had from the altercation before.
I was thinking that too. I was like, oh.
It does look like a different bottle, but there is a similarity in the seal.
Oh.
You're not an expert on seals, but from a certain glance, you're like, oh, that's a different shaped bottle. But that kind of looks like the same, like, dressing, the sealing of the bottle kind of has the same colors and things like that.
Is there an actual seal, like a stamp, like sealed on top of the seal of what it is?
So Zemenius, who's more adept at looking at these high-class liquors, you are certain that even though it's a different bottle, it is certainly by the same manufacturer. And yes, the seal has a distinct mark on it, and it's called the Scottish Ooze.
Scottish Ooze?
Yes, the Scottish Ooze.
Oh. Scottish. I'm not sure if I've heard of them before. Is there some sort of check I can make, see if I might have heard of this before?
Absolutely, yep.
History?
You could do history or investigation, yep.
Okay, those are both the same for me. So he will cast guidance on himself. So it's like, eternal flame, guide my memory. Illuminate. It does not illuminate too much.
It's certainly nothing that has ever arrived within your palace, and your palace has reached far and wide for the most exotic beverages, but this one didn't arrive at your palace, so it must be not certainly something that you've encountered on your world.
Sir Mert, can I take this seal here? I would like to do a little bit more research and see if I can find out where it came from.
He says, "Let me speak for a moment with Mr. Blip." He walks over and he starts whispering to Mr. Blip in a hushed tone. Are you guys going to respect his attempt at private conversation, or would you like to try and overhear his whispering?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely gonna try and overhear.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right, if you want to crack at it, take a crack at it. 16 will pick up something. 20 will hear it word for word.
Very rude.
Perception or stealth or trying to
Perception.
get closer?
Perception.
Or are we trying to? Okay, that's what I thought.
Perception.
Oh.
All
I'm
right.
hearing everything.
Axel hears it word for word. He leans in closely to Mr. Blip and he says, "When were these ones off the slab? This company, are they how long have they been here?" And Mr. Blip whispers back, "They're the newest batch, sir. They were up just this morning. So they've only been here, what? A day at the most, sir. And half a day conscious." He walks back to Zemenius and says, "All right. I need for you to promise that you won't speak to anyone about the things that have transpired here apart from the company that are with us here in the room. Don't speak to Tarto about it. Don't speak to Sereth, no one whom you might seem to trust. Trust no one but the people in this room."
Scout's honor.
Okay, well, if you agree that does not happen, you'll volunteer for disintegration, then okay.
Fucking disintegrate.
I mean, that seems a little harsh, but okay.
All right, good. We understand each other. Now, you have my thanks again, and you should go and get some rest.
Will do. Yeah, Zemenius is ready. He has the seal and he's ready to go. Like,
I got one more question for you, Mr. Mert, if you don't mind.
I mean, I do, but okay.
Just curious, this diplomat of yours you was schmoozing, was the conversation heated, or did you part on amicable terms?
It was heated, yes. And I think he left most upset because I couldn't give him what he was requesting. So,
Well,
I think he was most annoyed.
I would say he might be a suspect, though I can't say for sure who might also be on that list.
I will take your comment into consideration. Yes,
Thank you kindly.
his arrival here does seem suspicious.
could you tell us which dignitary this is? Like, what was his name and who was he representing?
Technically, Axel should know that, and he should have given you that information because I'm pretty sure he overheard the conversation. Like what the dude he was calling himself a dignitary from the Citadel, and he used his name in the third person once. So
yeah, he says that he is a
Juan. I think it was like dignitary Juan or
dignitary
something.
Juan.
Yeah.
His name is Dignitary Juan from the Radiant Citadel. It is a sister civilization of the Spelljammer. We cooperate with each other, and unfortunately,
Cooperate. Cooperate in what means? I know something about a crystal I overheard.
Yes. It was you listening in on the conversation. That was very rude of you.
Talk a little quieter. These new ears of mine hear everything.
Yes, the Spelljammer it requires a lot of energy to move at the speeds it does throughout the Astral Sea, and the central diamond of the Radiant Citadel recharges those energies, and in return, Inc. Gives them protection from any sort of high-level threat. Unfortunately, Inc. is currently facing one of the biggest threats to stability within the multiverse that it's ever faced. And that has left us rather bare on the floor and unable to attend smaller matters. And while it might be important to them, unfortunately, things are rather chaotic aboard the Spelljammer. We're trying to rebolster the troops with the recruitment of great new young cadets like yourselves. Obviously, they've chosen very well in selecting your company, which makes me very glad. But we can only train you so fast. We can't expect you to go into dangerous situations if you don't know how to fly a Spelljammer or how to survive the dangers of wild space. So we're trying to speed up that process as quickly as possible. So expect your training to be short. Do your best to learn as quickly as you can, because you might find yourselves in the field far sooner than you should.
Just to be clear, my dude is nude during this entire conversation.
He did get his pants on.
Okay, good, great.
But only
Painting a
his
picture here.
underpants. So he's standing in a pair of like tidy whities.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I respect it.
Again,
Don't you think you should be helping the Citadel if their brilliance is what helps us power our ships?
I do. I understand his concerns. Unfortunately, as the head of the academy, my reach in that regards is very limited. So I'm trying to support as best I can by bringing in a new fleet of agents who can attend to those other matters.
One might think that someone or something was using this opportunity to sow discourse amongst the allies of Inc.
Yes, we have enemies.
I would say you might want to prepare a contingency plan. You know, a doomsday sort of thing. Just in case.
Well,
But that's just me.
a charming thought. Yes.
Is that why you told Blip that you could trust us because we're so new? Who else can you not trust?
Oh my
Anybody?
God, you really are just those big ears of yours. It's yes. If you have only just been here a day, there's no possible way that you could be involved. So this is the only reason why I'm sharing these things with you.
Well, much to think upon, much to drink upon. I'm glad. Yes.
They might not have informed you of some of the minor rules, but drinking is strictly for direct field contact.
Captains.
Direct field contact?
Yes, you're drinking for a reason, as in you're wooing someone.
We just saved your life. We should drink.
We all drink for one reason, don't we?
All right, don't drink. Don't raise your voice to me. Take your big ears take them downstairs and get yourselves to sleep, and we'll talk in the morning, maybe.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Sir.
You got it, boss.
He's walking out. Zaminius is like, seems a little hypocritical, don't you think? I mean, we saved him literally because he was drinking too much, but anyway, I guess I'm just a cadet. What do I know?
I agree, Zoe. We should drink.
As you head out, the guards on the way out, they're like, hand in your gold caps, please.
And then the goldies.
Okay.
All right.
Turn it in.
I didn't have one. Sorry.
They look at each other. What the? Just keep walking.
Wait, are these the same guards that Zominius talked to?
I won't say anything if you don't, and he gives them a wink. And then keeps going.
They look very confused. So, are you going to head to your quarters and rest up for the tomorrow? Is there anything you'd like to do before that?
No.
Any minor
yeah,
tasks any bookkeeping tasks that you'd like to get done as you are able to find some peace and quiet within your bunk quarters? I know, Wynn, that you wanted Dr. Carey to maybe get your find familiar spell or something like that.
Yeah, once we settle in, Dr. Carey will definitely sit down diligently, and she just summons this quill out of thin air. She just puts a hand up, and this quill appears in her fingers, and she starts just scribbling frantically. She bought a blank spell book from the commissary, and she's slowly writing down all of her spells. So she actually wants to do that tonight, and then tomorrow morning, when before anyone else wakes up, she wants to be the first one up so she can do some more magic-y stuff. But
Okay, nice.
I don't know if you want me to say that now or not.
No, that's cool. So Dr. Carey is gone into study mode. What is everyone else doing as you're settling in for the evening? You feel kind of this lethargy is kind of settling on your guys' body. So you've all got a level of exhaustion just from the transference into this new body, which will be removed once you get some sleep. But you can feel like you're at your physical limits in this new body.
Axel, from his his mercenary days, is just going to go through the normal routine, so to speak, after the battle, clean the blades, get his whetstone out, start sharpening his blade and stuff, and then that's like his cool down, calm down time to get to settle in.
Nice.
Much like Axel, Estria is also going to clean her weapon. She's going to basically disassemble her musket, clean out all the little parts and stuff, polish it, oil it, whatever, and then reassemble
While
it.
Estria is doing that, Axel's going to see that from overway, and it's going to pique his interest because he's from a medieval setting. He's never seen any contraption like that, so he's going to edge over there and ask a couple questions, see what's going on with that weapon. What do you call this thing?
Well, it ain't one I'm used to, but I believe this one's called a musket. And basically, it takes these little things, and she puts up a little cartridge just to hold them, and it shoots them real dang fast at the enemy and makes them hurt.
How often does your projectile hurt you?
Well, aside from that one time where it wasn't actually a real weapon, not that often, especially if I clean it nightly like I do.
So he's just going to kind of watch. He's going to keep cleaning his sword and just kind of watch Estria work on his weapon.
Beautiful. What about Ace and Zominius? How are you settling in for the evening?
So Ace is very kinetic. I'm all over the place, getting in everybody's. Pull out my pistol and show it to Estria and Axel. I'm like, hey, I got one of those too. I'm trying to polish it a little. I'm not actually just cleaning or anything. I wipe my rapier off. I'm getting in Dr. Carey's business. Oh, what's that? Studying? Reading? I move on because you can tell he doesn't want to deal with me. Just kind of until just so exhausted, I flop down, getting in everybody's. Maybe pull out my pan flute and play a long Zozo song.
Nice.
So Minius is actually uncharacteristically subdued. He doesn't seem sad necessarily, but he does seem kind of drained and a bit tired. So he actually just kind of goes, lies down, retreats to his private chambers. He doesn't like close the door necessarily, or I don't even know if there is a door, but he he goes in there and he's quiet, lying down, kind of just looking at the ceiling from his bed, and he doesn't really engage with anyone for the rest of the night.
Okay. All right. So you sleep deeply. The first time in this body, this new body of yours. A healing sleep, a binding sleep. You begin to merge a little bit more with yourself and have a lot of kind of twitchy, all of the dreams that you go through. It's like going through all of the things you've done with your body during the last day that you remember, and kind of going through those movements again. Your mind and body begin to get used to each other. And the first person to wake up is Dr. Carey, who's kind of programmed an early wake up. And one by one, each of you start waking up afterwards. And if anyone's sleeping late, a bare-voiced GIF, 7 foot tall, the one who showed you in the first time into the bunk room, will make sure that everyone is up and tells you that it's time for your hearty breakfast to head to the refectory. Sleep time's over. Once you're done with your breakfast, orders are to report to Sirth and in the simulation chambers. But first, breakfast in the refectory. So Dr. Carey's woken up long enough before that to do whatever she planned.
Okay. Just as a side note, is now a good time to take 5, like IRL, if do people want? Or we gotta keep going straight through.
No, we can. This is a good point, maybe to take a pause. Let's do 5 minutes and be back in 5 minutes. How about that?
All right,
Great.
that's good.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
See you in 5.
All right. Is there like a long rest button or some equivalent where you can just reset spell slots and all that sort of thing?
Yes, there is. I will do that now.
Sweet.
All right. Everyone good to carry on?
Yep.
Yep.
Ready?
All right, we're back. So, the morning. Dr. Carey wakes up early.
Yes. Yeah. So she's got her spell book in it. She realizes very quickly that she can always clutch her spell book to her chest very tightly because she has two little arms that are like just designed for clutching spell book. So she's grabs that. And so what she wants to wake up early because she needs to take time to do a ritual that she has cast many times before. And so she sets down and starts casting a ritual. And I think that's quiet enough, and that's detail oriented enough where she can scribe this and chant that and move that piece and burn this. That most of it doesn't bother anyone. But I think right at the end of the ritual, whoever's going to wake up next is going to hear just sort of a wail of despair to wake up whoever is on the edge of being awake.
Nice.
It'll wake up Axel's oversensitive hearing. He'll hear that.
Okay. So when Axel sort of wakes up and looks over at Dr. Carey, what she sees is Dr. Carey is sitting there all sort of prim and proper and doing her thing, and there's this like bug just like crawling up her arm. It's not supposed to be like this.
He just kind of like Axel just kind of like cocks his head to the side oddly, and then just gets off the bunk And as the weight comes off, I'm thinking that might possibly wake Ace up underneath me.
Yeah, we'll say it does. A heavy sleeper.
The
Yeah.
bunk just
Wake
crushes
up.
into your face.
Ah, I'm awake.
What, did my tail hit his face when I got down or something?
Yeah. That's it. Where's the pirates?
Still not used to this body.
Which bunk did Estria choose? Actually,
she probably would have chosen the bunk that had the best view of the door, wherever that might be.
yeah, that might be like straight across from Zemenius, I'd say. He's kind of like positioned to be able to see that as well and have access to the bathroom. So probably one nearby to that.
Okay.
Probably Zemenius has the best view, but his gear would have been already on that bunk.
Right.
Oh man, did Carrie change after finding out where Estria sat? Did she change her seating arrangement or her bed?
She said that she gave me space, and I trusted her to give me space.
I'm sorry, did I invade your space, darling?
Did you? I mean, Carrie might not have noticed in the last night when she was studying, but I don't. Did you pick the bunk next to her?
I don't know. Did I?
Yeah, maybe you were, and maybe there was even some cuddling during the night. Who knows? It's just a rolling over the wrong way.
I do like to spoon.
All right.
I think.
Is there anything else anyone wanted to do before breakfast?
Nope.
Okay. So the refectory, you find it pretty quickly once you ask this bellowing gif, like which way you're meant to go towards the refectory that he's telling you to get your ass up and get to. And it's within the cadet quarters. It's a communal dining hall. You can see through the windows that there is a patio, but the patio doors are closed and there's a sign hanging on the doors to the patio, which says closed for maintenance. There's a long L-shaped table which has like a very long line of cadets lining up with their trays to get served food by another like 7-foot towering gif with a chef's hat cocked to one side, who's like spooning some sort of food into plates there. The place is absolutely packed. Like there seems to be too many people to actually fit within all of the tables. Like all of the tables are absolutely to the brim. It's a well-lit room. There's these blue glowing orbs just floating around all of the space. And you can see that there's only one table where there's really any space left, where there's like one student just sitting by themselves reading a book. Not a single person sitting at that table, but all of the other tables are packed. So are you going for the line? Are you going for a seat at the spare table to like reserve each other a place? You want to do something else as you walk into this room?
Carrie will go over to the table, and she says she likes to cut someone's jib who's reading a book in the middle of public. So she says, "Hello, I'll introduce myself more when I come back. We're new here, but pardon me, this will be disgusting." And the bug that's been crawling all over her, she puts her arm on the table, and the bug crawls down, and she looks. She's sit. And this, like, it's like a big mantis, like this big, and this bug just sort of sits in front of one spot. That's my spot. Save it.
The one
And then
student who's like sitting there, just like looks up with these really intense eyes and is just like looking at Carrie. Looks at you, Bug.
Yeah. I don't. Yes, I don't have.
Looks
I haven't met
back
him.
to
So Midias comes up behind Dr. Carey with like an empty tray. He's going to go into the line. He's like, "Oh, Dr. Carey, it seems you've reproduced during the night."
No, it's not mine. It's not mine. It's not related. I usually have a cat. I don't understand what happened. It's supposed to be a
Please,
cat, and
Dr.
look what came out.
We're all
Hey, it's-
adults. You don't need to explain the birds and the bees. Just trust me. And then he kind of leans in and whispers a little bit. He says, "Please, doctor, if there's someone sitting alone in a crowded room, that's usually a good reason they're sitting alone. Do you insist that we sit here?"
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to sit. I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
May we sit
you
here?
can sit here.
Oh, very good.
Ugh. And then you see like Zombidius actively frowns a little bit. He's like, "Ugh, doctor." And then he goes into the line to get some food. He's like, "I hope you remedy the situation by the time I get back." And he goes.
Ace was in line already, and he'll wave. Cut him.
Zombidius goes and joins him. He says, "I believe our good doctor is intent on committing social suicide right now, so
My
okay.
my name is McKevin.
Pleased to meet you,
Do
McKevin.
you
I think I've made my new.
A name?
Yes. Yes, I'm Dr. Carey. Pleased to meet you. And she'll put out one of her little hands reaches out, but then drops a book. So then she puts out her full regular size hand.
He just looks
Pleased to
down
meet
at
you.
your hand. Looks back up at you. He sticks out his hand towards you, but not to reach out to your hand, just like sticks it out the same way you've stuck it out towards him.
That's very nice. I hope my little creepy friend does not bother you. I'll be back and we'll have a nice conversation.
Creepy friend.
Skittles away. She skittles away and leaves her creepy friend. Creepy friend, yes, creepy friend.
I'll look after your creepy friend.
Good, thank you.
Look over. I think they're hitting it off.
man.
Oh, they're most certainly not hitting it off. I'm scared that
In the
I saw the
meantime,
books.
over at the line, those people in the line who weren't involved in that, so not Zeminius and not Dr. Carey, so Axel, Ace, and Estria, give me an insight check.
Okay.
15.
13.
Yeah, the three of you are feeling it. Like you're getting some nasty looks. Like the three of you, like people, you can tell they're like looking at you and they're talking about you. Like it's they're not saying good things. And like the people that are just like ahead of you in the line are like turning around and like trying to move away from you.
Smiling really big.
The bug didn't get on my back, did he? No, he's still over there. What?
Esther's going to look around and be like, I see how it is. And she's just going to move up in line even closer to them who are moving up.
Okay, as you move up and get in their space, you might have caught some of their conversation. Make a perception check for me as you get up right up in their grill.
Will do. Ooh, that is a 22.
Nice.
You catch the words, "They're the ones up in Mertz. I'm pretty sure they tried to kill him." Yeah. They're shit. Yeah, it's
Just smiling and nodding at them.
yeah, it's gunpowder chowder again today. Oh, it's gonna be rough.
Esther is going to crane her bird neck in towards them real close like and whisper, maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Best you occupy yourselves for I decide otherwise.
They look shit scared and they kind of move away as quickly as they can. They're up for their chowder powder and they get this like mushy bean kind of stuff just slopped onto their plate. The big GIF kind of looks up at Esther and says, "Plate out."
Esther is gonna kind of look down at the bean slop in the pot and kind of look at him and say, "I don't suppose you got
Yeah, I got
something
chowder
else."
powder, and he slops it down in the dish.
Okay, I guess that's something else then.
I'm not in the mood.
Thank you kindly.
Being robbed. Got my gun. I can see you're a man that appreciates a gun. Someone came in my room. Someone took my gun. He slops more of the chowder powder in your bowl.
Okay, that's a good amount of chowder there. What kind of gun did you have?
You want some more? You can have some more.
Oh,
Slop some more.
Okay.
I would like more.
You would like some more? Well, move on. He wants some more.
Yes.
Slops them down in Ace's plate.
But
Has been in the family
gunless?
7 generations.
Esther is going to kind of like back out of the line and sidle up next to the table where he's doing stuff and be like, "So, tell me a little bit about this gun of yours."
As the others are lining up, he's just kind of like slopping down, like not even like aiming at your plates as the conversation continues. Like you have to line up your plates so that the slop actually hits the plate in the correct place. He's now only looking at Esther as he continues serving. It's a Ryback family heirloom. I'm telling you, 7 generations. My granddad's son, my granddad's son's son, my granddad's son's son. You get the idea.
I do.
A piece of art. It could shoot a man's head off, 400 yards. I almost want to cry just thinking about losing it.
I can understand your frustration. When was the last time you saw it?
It was stolen last night during the chaos, during all that mess when the alarms went off. Someone came in and stole it. I was fast asleep. Gosh dang it.
You were sleeping during the alarms and somebody broke into your room?
I slept right through. I can't even explain it.
That seems a mite suspicious to me, doesn't it, to you?
I'm a light sleeper as well. No understanding it.
Tell me, what's the last thing you remember before you went to sleep?
Well, I always have my bedtime cocoa. And I drank my bedtime cocoa. And then I went to sleep.
Interesting. This bedtime cocoa of yours, did you do anything differently with it tonight? Maybe leave it unattended for a little bit?
Oh. Well, there were those cats in the kitchen I had to chase out. Like someone had thrown a bag of cats in the kitchen.
Oh, the old cats in the kitchen gag. I know that one. Yeah, somebody's definitely been up to some shenanigans around here.
Well, I tell you, if you find out anything about my gun, I will reward you very well. It's a beloved item.
I tell you what, I'll keep my eyes open if you give me a description, and if I see it, I'll send it your way.
He says it's. He describes a piece made from pure silver and beautifully designed gifts carved into the. What's the end bit of the gun called?
The stock.
The stock. Yeah. It says no one else can have that gun. It's one of a kind.
It seems as such. I will keep both my eyes open.
On the barrel, you'll find the name. Ryback.
That's an identifying marker, all right. I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly for the slop, Chef.
The what?
Chowder. I meant to say chowder. Excuse me.
Right. Thank you kindly for the conversation. What was your name there, cadet?
You can call me Astria.
Well, Estria. Was mighty nice and just like slops it down. The last cadet that just came in, like just gets it all over the front of their shirt, and he doesn't even notice. Thank you for the conversation. Oh,
Jeez.
did we just lose someone from the Discord? Okay, came back.
She's gonna look at the cadet who just got the slop on his shirt, and she's gonna kind of like cock her head, like, "Hey, what you gonna do?" You know, and then go over to the table.
Okay, so you've all been served your food, and you're sitting eating this very hearty breakfast of beans and slop. Do you guys actually eat it?
Enthusiastically.
Of course.
So Manias does not. He plays with it a little bit, and he just is like, I think I'd rather starve.
Astria knows what it's like to starve, so she's not gonna turn up food.
Okay. So Estria, Ace have eaten it. Axel, what about Axel and Carrie?
Oh yeah, Axel will eat his, and then he sees Zozo not eating his, and he'll be like, "Hey, you gonna eat that?"
So he flicks it. He slides it over to Axel. And says, "Listen, go crazy, go nuts."
Yeah,
I mean, it's not bad. It's not like
food.
Okay.
It's like Wendy made, but it's not bad.
Dr. Carrie goes for it as well. Did you say?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Institutionally provided products is par for the course.
All right. So if you didn't have inspiration or you used it, you're re-inspired from the hearty chowder. There might be some after effects later on. Okay. So you're sitting there with this cadet who was all alone, who introduced himself as McKevin. And he's finished his meal, and he was just sitting there looking at his books, and he's looking down at his books and looking at you guys eat just very intently. You can tell he wants to make conversation, but he just leans in, opens his mouth to speak.
Please don't. Please. Yes.
Very rude.
And goes back to his book.
You saying I'm rude?
Zoe just gets up and he says, "I think I'm gonna go see if there's any dessert or some berries or something around here." And he gets up and he goes and makes a walk around, and he's looking for the popular girls' table. Like that's what he's looking around for. The people like that. He's like, huh.
Okay, you can see them, and they're all like laughing, and you can see they're like looking at your table's way and like snickering, and you recognize the ringleader of them, Vina, the girl who challenged you for your bunk, is the ringleader of the popular table.
Okay, I
think Zominius thinks this is the nerd table.
It is the nerd table.
I don't know what that is.
He walks and he kind of redirects himself from that table. He's like, "Oh God, I find myself suddenly in hell." And he kind of makes a circuit, and he's gone from the table, but he'll come back eventually if while whatever conversation happens.
Okay. As you cruise around, make an investigation check since you've gone for a walk around the refectory.
Okay.
There is some windows in the patio door, and you've noticed that looking out the window, which is closed for maintenance, according to the sign on the door, there doesn't seem to be any maintenance out on that patio that you can see. There's no building materials, there's no scaffolding, there's no anything that you can see, or any reason or any damage to the patio itself that would seem to justify a closing of the doors and having all of these students jammed into this small space so uncomfortably, making you stuck at that one table with McKevin.
He passes his hands before his eyes, evoking the guidance of the eternal flame. It's like, oh, what is this? Seems there's a little VIP section that they're keeping from us. And he approaches the door stealthily to get a look, see what's outside.
It's very hard to see properly. The windows don't allow to see much. You've only been able to see the patio itself, but you can't see any. You can see that there's no one on the patio, but what might be out there, or the reason why it's closed, you'd think you'd need to actually go out there into the patio to get a proper look, is what you can see. But you can't see that. It's not like a secret club there or anything like that. You can tell no one's out there, but you can't make sense of why no one's out there. Why is everyone jammed in? There's not enough seats, and they've shut off this perfectly viable space as far as you can see.
Okay, yeah. So he's like, oh, he's already having visions of like outdoor, brunch like table for his group. So he's like, oh, let me go. So she's gonna try and open the door and take a look outside.
The door is locked.
Do I have? Okay, with the door locked, I don't think. Can he try and? I'm trying to think of what he can do to get out there. What type of lock is it? Like, is it a?
It looks pickable.
Okay. Okay, so he will. For now, he's gonna be like, okay, I see, and then he's gonna go be like, I think I know who can help me out with this, and he is going to point. He's going to point, and Ace is suddenly gonna hear a voice in his head as Zominius casts a message and says, "Hey, Ace, could you come help me out with something over here? I think there's a little bit of mischief that we could get up to, if you're interested."
Whoops, you're muted.
Zominius is waving from across the room.
If you're speaking, Goonie, we can't hear you.
Axel, would you sit at the nerd table? You don't seem like that type.
Yeah, while Goonie sorts out his sound. Meanwhile, back at the table.
Axel grunts and literally doesn't say anything else. Just gets up, walks back up to the guy, the guy who lost his gun, and asks for more grub. His body being so big needs a lot of fuel, so he just goes back up there for more and just says more.
He takes a note off the wall and he says, "Are you with Estria? Are you from the company of Estria?"
He narrows his eyes, but he grunts and nods.
Which one are you?
I'm Axel.
Oh, that name's here. All right. Well, I got told by Tardo to have some chocolate pudding for you.
What's pudding? He gets excited. He doesn't even know what pudding is.
Oh, it's great. You'll love it. And he kind of hustles out to the back of the kitchen. You hear some crack of some things opening, and he comes back and he brings you a big bowl of chocolate pudding.
Nice. His just as he walks it out, he with his cat-like senses, he can even smell it already. He's like, this aroma he's never even smelled before. This sweet nectar. He's already like really enticed by it. So he's like drooling. Fangs hanging out, just like drool.
As he hands the bowl back to you, he says, Tardo said the wolf said, you did a good job with the box.
Did a good job with the box.
Yeah, we did.
Bosun Tardo said that. Or the wolf said that to Bosun Tardos?
He said that Tardo said that the wolf said that you did a good job
Okay,
with
that
the
the
box.
wolf said that we did a good. Okay, got it.
So
he gives him
meanwhile,
a nod and then like grabs his food and pudding and heads back to the table.
Okay. Back at the table.
meanwhile,
Okay, Ace, we've got your sound back. Yeah. And meanwhile,
right. Say,
you've been messaged.
what's this about
Ace.
mischief? Yeah. So what's this about mischief?
Come over here and you'll find out.
I obviously do.
Wait, why are you leaving? Why is everybody leaving this table?
Oh
No, there's food.
McKevin's like, they all leave.
It's very rude all around.
I'll
This
be
is
back. I'll be
Scholarship
back.
stigma.
I'll be back.
I don't
Anti-intellectualism to his
don't
core.
understand either.
I'll have fun without me.
Okay,
I'll be right
I'll let the action happen. you guys do your thing.
back.
Okay, we'll come back to the table. There's things happening at the table as well. We'll have a quick moment with Ace and Zeminus, then we're going to come back to now only Dr. Carey and Estria at the table as Axel's headed over to get pudding. All right. So,
Yeah, so Zeminius, once Ace gets there, he says, I think this is a lovely area. Look at that light. The space. I think this would be a great place for us to set up shop for our table. You know, a fresh table where we can set the vibe and we have our own reputation instead of whatever that little freak has going on over there. And he casts. He is going to say the one problem is it appears that this door is locked, and even though I have many skills, lock picking is not one of them. You can
Lock.
open it up.
I think
and
I could-
he
I think I can do something about that. And I'll
wiggles
take out.
his fingers in front of you and cast. You feel like a warmth kind of go through you a little bit.
That breakfast was filling. So I pull out my thieves' tools,
It'll work.
just kind of unroll, pick out different picks and files and things. Did I get to work on that lock? Let's see here. Be
Oh my
slider.
god.
I mean, I don't know.
Just stares at the lock and it breaks.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this kind before. That's your standard.
It doesn't seem a sophisticated lock, actually. It doesn't seem to be designed really to protect the patio of basically a cafeteria. And you get the job done. And incredibly, thanks to the overwhelming number of people jammed in this place, no one notices that you just rolled out your thieves' tools and selected like your lock picks, and in broad daylight just unlock this door.
I tuck him back in. Yeah, and just push on it. Oh, it just came open. Imagine that.
Brilliant.
You have access to the patio. There are tables out there.
Oh, there are. Okay. Yeah, so Minius, he slides out and he goes and he picks the choicest looking table, just off center. You know, he's like, center, that's trying too hard. He needs to be slightly off center. This main zone, look at the light here. Okay, and he chooses his special table and he sits down with his tray.
What you can see from this patio, this is the first time that you've really been like completely exposed to the outside of this tower. It's the first time you can actually you got a sense of it when you were up in Skydock, but the dome made it kind of blurry and hard to see. You just had the sensation of like this impossible movement. Now there's no movement whatsoever. The Spelljammer has stopped. It is at rest. And you can see the city that is built on the back of this ship. It is quite spectacular. And there are many tall spires, fabulous buildings. It rivals anything you might have seen from your homelands. Like imagine the best architects from the finest parts of your city. You're seeing buildings that rival those beautiful pieces of architecture. And
magnificent.
There's beyond that this impossibly tall spire that just stretches up until you can't look any further, and it's still going, that just disappears up and up and up. There is no end to it. There is no point. It just goes out of view. It goes so far. And all surrounding, there's just like this impossible sky of nebulous stars, and the sensation of just creation laid out in its full glory everywhere you look above you.
By the flame, Ace, why would they try to hide such a magnificent view from us?
One thing that catches your
trying
eye
to keep it for themselves
is at the bottom of the spire, half hidden by the tallest buildings of the Spelljammer city. It seems to be a vaguely anthropomorphic mountain curled at the edge of the city, almost you could describe it as a fetal position almost. And where the Spelljammer is docked at the bottom of this spire, you can see two visible portals. It's very far away, like it's a big city, so we're not talking about a close distance. So the fact that you're seeing them so that you can clearly see them, they must be, when you're close up, like huge. One of these portals is a dark broiling mist of shadow, and the other is a rectangular shape full of radiant light that seems to be opening and closing periodically. And every time it opens, you hear this distant tinkle of like elevator music. And that's what you can see from the patio. Ace, make a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Let's see here. That's not going to be very good. 13.
That dark broiling mist is somewhat familiar. It's kind of the same dark hazy mist you saw when the Feywild was torn from its place, and it opened up this rainbow bridge into this darkness that was full of the same roiling, misty darkness. It just reminds you of that for some reason. Yeah.
I think I've seen something like this before, so when my world broke.
You have?
This mist and colors, and yeah. I felt it calling to me. I can see why they'd want to keep it for themselves.
So this you've seen the dark shadowy one before?
There was a darkness, and there was also just a multitude of colors spread out before everything.
Do you have any idea what it was?
I have no idea, but it spoke to me.
Spoke to you as though it was calling you, tempting you?
Like, yes, like a pull. Like I wanted to see it again, closer.
Huh.
See where it went. I feel like it leads somewhere.
Well, certainly, it looks like. So these portals, does it look like they have a structure built, like leading to them, like they're kind of incorporated into the structure of the city, or does it look like they kind of have appeared there, and they're not like?
So they look like they're part of the spire, as opposed to the city.
Right.
So you can see like the whole city from where you are, and then that's parked up at the bottom of the spire, which stretches up, and you can see where it's parked up it seems to be lined up so that it's docked like to be able to access like this more rectangular portal seems to more lined up with the Spelljammer.
Okay.
And next to that, kind of on a part of the spire, more like haphazardly placed almost, is this dark one just surrounded by these swirling dark mists, but clearly some type of portal as well from the look that it has.
Huh. We'll have to find some way to get some more information about these portals. I mean, I wonder, do you think that this is the whole reason that they've locked up the patio, so that our view of these things are limited?
Certainly a powerful view.
Hmm.
Wonder
Yes.
Meanwhile,
who would know.
back at the table, Dr. Carrier and Estrier, both of you make insight checks for me.
Insight check. Ooh, that's not my strong
That is
suit.
an 18.
Oh.
I got a straight up 10.
So Dr. Carey kind of sees this McKevin as, just pretty used to it from the academy. Lots of people like this, pretty normal, standard, nothing of interest. Estria, however, notices that there's this constant tremble of the student's hand as he's holding his book. You can see that he's digging away at like the wicks of his thumbs and has like clawed them away, kind of like all the way to bleed. He's constantly like chewing on his lip. He seems really like nervous, worried, concerned. You can feel like he has a weight to him, like he's really in a bad place almost, emotionally. Like he seems to be putting on like a cold front or whatever. You can see that he's in a pretty rough place. Like he's really wants to be accepted by the two of you left at the table.
Seeing that, Esther is going to kind of look up at him and say, "What you reading there, partner?"
Oh, studying for the we have the flight today, and the first simulation. I'm the Spelljammer. I'm just really worried. I'm on. Isn't that girl over there? Her name's Vina. She really doesn't like me, and I'm her navigator. She hates me, and I'm just really worried I'm gonna do a bad job, and so I'm trying to just get all things clear. I took all the notes I've taken yesterday, and I don't know if I can do it. I just don't know if I can do it. And she's gonna make my life hell. I know it. I know people like her. I've met them before. I'm really worried about it.
Esther's going to kind of look at him having his little breakdown right here, and she's going to be like, "Well, I'll tell you what, partner. There's a few things you can do here. You can keep on like you're doing, worrying,
No, I don't want to
concern yourself. Yeah, that's a good thing, because that's going to be your downfall. Now, another thing you could do, just accept it. You know what? Hey, not everybody's going to like you, and that's fine. You just got to keep being you, partner, and eventually there's going to be people who accept that. Now, as for the test, just got to go with it. I mean, there's only so much studying a single person can do. Sometimes you just got to fly by the seat of your pants and see how it goes."
All right, go ahead and make a charisma persuasion check.
All right.
And 13 is the magic number.
Here we go. That is a 6.
You can just the speech earned advantage. You don't need to spend your inspiration. You have advantage. You did a great job with cheering him
Okay,
up there.
I
So
did.
I think that was an advantage roll.
That's a 13.
He just like I just need to accept who I am.
That's all there is to it. Once you know you, then you can let other people know you too.
I want to do that.
Just be yourself, bro.
I'm going to do that now. Thank you.
You got this.
What's your name?
Great.
You can call me Astral.
I'm McKevin.
I'm glad we had that little chat, McKevin.
Me too. And he closes his book and puts it away. I'm gonna go and ask for some pudding. And he stands up and walks over. All right. Anything else you guys want to do at breakfast?
No, Zominius enjoys his starlit breakfast outside.
Nebulous patio.
Yeah.
Did you find food out there?
No.
No. Yeah, so I guess he's just drinking tea or whatever it is, whatever hot liquid. He's just drinking that outside.
At a certain point, the GIF chef kind of comes over with another couple of bowls of chocolate pudding and puts one down in front of Dr. Carey and one in front of Estrier, and he gives you the same message that Bosun Tardo said, that the wolf said you did a good job with the box, and if your other friends, he looks around, let them know the chocolate pudding's waiting for them there.
I'll tell them that the nerd table gets pudding.
All right, so the flow of students quickly ends as breakfast comes to a close and people head off to their classes, and you see that Wiener and the cool group kind of walk past your table, look at you, kind of like down their noses at you, and they say, "See you at the simulation." We're gonna kick your ass. And they walk out of the refectory. You get the idea that basically it's time to head to the simulation chambers again for whatever task is going to be set before you.
What does that mean? What does she mean by that? What does mean kick her? Wait, this is we're not just trade. What?
Still with you, McKevin answers, is like, "Oh, the flight simulation. It's what's it called? A competition. Yeah. And our crew is flying against your crew. Bye." And he leaves.
That doesn't sound very fair, now does it?
Zominius pops up and he says, "Hey, nerds, it seems like it's our time to exit the cafeteria. You finish your breakfast?"
I suppose that's what I have finished my pudding, yes.
Was good pudding too.
Well, did you hear what he said? It sounds like we have to do some sort of dogfight against the other crew. We may need to have the hard discussion of whether nerds or chads get to do the navigation.
Oh, you're not a nerd, Dr. Carey. I was just pulling your mandible, as it were. But whichever you want, we can switch off, or you can take it if you're
that's
confident.
true.
It's up to you. I'm ready to ride that devilish dog whenever. So it's up to you, my friend.
It's okay. Well, okay. Let's see what the assignment is, and then we can. I mean, I'm willing to try, but have I gotten to my head of McKevin? Ooh, maybe Estria. Did you feel like you're in McKevin's head? Do you think you know how we can take him down?
Well, that kid just needs some confidence.
Well, no. He needs confidence before, and he needs confidence after, but not during. Because we need to win.
Well, I mean, he's just growing his confidence now. Ain't no reason to be scared just
Okay,
yet.
so we need to obliterate him while maintaining his confidence. Okay.
Now, this I like to hear, Dr. Carey. Now I think we're on the same wavelength.
They're gonna try too hard, so we have this. Don't worry about it.
It would be the shame and the indignity of the century if we lost to the likes of them. So let's go.
I agree. All right. So shame Vina, boost McKevin's confidence. All right, we can do this. We can do this in the context of a dogfight that we have no chance to win because we have zero training at all. All right, we can do this. We can do this.
No. We'll win.
Okay, so you arrive at the simulations deck. Basically, the other teams arrive, and you see Vina and her flunkies. McKevin there now looking at you guys like.
I wave at him.
Esther's going to do that little 2-finger salute thing.
Oh, he sees you do it, and he immediately goes.
Stop that. Put your hands down.
The other people with him are the plasmoid that you've seen in different places is also on Vina's crew, and the little halfling. You can see that
Nice.
the plasmoid and the little halfling, they're like holding hands, or the little halfling's like hands kind of just in the goop of the plasmoid's hand. And Sereth is there, Bosun Tardo's there, and they're waiting for you. The other group seems to be like murmuring quietly amongst themselves, and Bosun Tardo just glares at them, and they immediately just shut up. And she kind of lights up a cigar. Well, time for your first flight. And Sarah's like, this is going to be fun. This is the best part. And Tartar's like, this is not to be fun. This is serious training. Now, you'll be going on your first flight, and your mission is to, where is it? You're going to navigate through a debris field on the outskirts of Colaire. That's a planet, a sodding big gas giant. There, on the other side of the debris field, you'll salvage the captain's logbook from a wreckage of an abandoned ship. And you'll return to the starting point with your own ship intact. Now, this is a race, but let this be clear. It's not a race against each other. It's a race with yourself, and I won't hear any other way about it. So, all that chatter, you can nip it in the bud. It's not about getting there. It's not about getting there quick. It's about getting your mission done well. Is that clear, cadets?
Do it
Copy
faster.
that.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry, we'll win.
We'll do it faster.
You hear Vina just kind of like snort and just go, whatever. This is totally a
Vina,
race.
how did you sleep last night in that?
Actually, having the best bed was the greatest. So yeah, it's like the best mattress.
Oh,
I got.
you had the best.
Yeah, I totally did.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just yawns
Good
and
to hear.
stretches.
Sarah says, right, well, the first thing that you need to do is decide who's who, right? There are many roles on the ship, but this is a simplified mission as you learn your way around. So we're keeping things at 3 roles. Someone's going to take the captain role. Someone's going to take the navigator role. And the rest of you will be the crew. But keep in mind, every part of the team is essential. So, I'm going to give you just a few minutes to decide amongst yourself. And Vina's like, I'm obviously the captain, and Four Eyes here is the navigator. The rest of the crew, we're already decided. Can we get started? So it's like, no, we need to have a few minutes for the other team to talk amongst themselves then and decide, because maybe they don't just want someone bossing them around. Okay, Vina? Great. Now,
Right, Vina.
you can go to your chamber, and I'll come and brief you from there. Your company, Ace, Axel, Zemenius, Carrie, and Estria, you will be in this simulation chamber to the right. But just decide amongst yourselves what roles you'll be taking on this first brief mission.
Doctor,
Axel will say, "Y'all seem pretty smart. Just leave the fighting to me."
I'm not sure if there is going to be fighting, but it is a good idea for us to leave it to you, Axel. I agree. And then Zomanius is going to look at the doctor and say, "Doctor, I believe in you. You can take the navigator's chair. I'll support you from behind."
Okay, thank you. And if something goes wrong, we can work as a team. We can swap. Okay, I can do that. But what do you think a captain does here?
Yeah.
Do any of you have command experience?
I wouldn't call it command experience, but I did used to have my own ship.
Oh,
That's good enough for me. Your own ship.
boy.
Wasn't much to look at, but it was mine.
A,
Got me where I needed to go.
a spaceship?
That it was.
Oh,
Oh, well,
I had a
think by
horse.
What a...
I've experienced with ships water, not flying.
You see Sirth's jaw just drop open as Axel says that he had a horse. He's like, that must have been a really big horse. Oh no, right. Ugh. I'm not talking about your jar. Sorry, silly me.
So it sounds like we've got Dr. Carey as navigator,
Espria.
and Estria as
Captain
captain.
Espria.
Ace, do you want to support Estria,
Yes.
Captain Estria? Is
Yeah.
there? What's the? Is Bosa? No. What would be under that?
So
first mate?
First mate.
First mate.
The
First mate.
First mate.
the instructor, hearing your conversation, says, You're quite right. There are other roles. Just on this mission, all of those other roles, the first mate, the quartermaster, for now will be simplified as the crew. This is just to dip your feet in. So certainly supporting the captain will be key in this mission. Don't think that the crew is lesser just because it doesn't have a fancy name or a fancy title.
Okay, well, we didn't think the crew was lesser. You're kind of introducing that idea now.
I mean, yes, yeah.
Now I'm feeling a little bit inferior, but
That's right. We
I
have
am as well.
we need an esprit de corps. That's
we
right.
were all very equal and felt very
We're all
good
gonna
about
have
ourselves.
we're all gonna have really nice
I
hats.
apologize for
Guys are
introducing that
fighting.
idea. Zomenius, look, the crew get these gorgeous gold and silver. What do they call those things you put over yourself like
Sash?
sashes? With
Oh, Sash.
yes, with a purple and black tassel. They're fabulous.
Ah, okay. Now this is a bit chic. Okay, now I'm feeling a bit
Oh.
better, but
My design.
of course.
Axel's
an eye.
like,
I have
Axel's
an eye
like,
for it.
like, what the hell is he supposed to do with this thing? So he just like tucks it into his belt.
Yeah,
I think you put it on your head.
Sirith is like, just keep it
Tie it
near
around.
so that the illusions will respond to your role correctly.
All right. Well, I'm going to.
So the
I'm gonna
navigator is
support
Dr.
the
Carey.
navigator.
Sirith?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
He gives you a dark purple sash with a silver tassel. And to Estria, he hands a black sash with a gold tassel.
All right.
Meekin pops his head in to your guys' simulation chamber and just says, "Good luck, guys. I really hope it goes well." And then just kind of like disappears.
Good luck,
God.
Kevin.
Now I feel like I need to burn some sage or something.
You're a very judgy person, you know, right?
No, no, no.
You can hear from the other chamber like Wiener shouting out, "This is totally a race, sons of bitches!"
Oh, I know. We're gonna win.
Yeah, we can judge her though. That's fine.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are we in our stations?
Yeah. So as you enter the chamber, you can see Sirith starts like doing this really amazing magic, and you can feel like the illusions kind of ripple into you, and the place becomes a hammerhead ship that you're on board. The last instructions is this will begin as soon as your navigator sits in the helm.
All right. I'll go find. This is the same kind of ship we did our original training in.
It looks like the miniatures that you saw, the ones that you flew around. But the one that you guys began in the battle looked like a galleon.
Okay.
This-
First task is finding this chair. Then, how hard can it be to find?
you kind of feel like a tug from the sash, kind of like guiding you where the deck is, like towards the back of the ship, straight through the doors. And as you head to the back there, you see the same kind of chair that you saw in the Nexus, in a kind of like an ample chamber.
Estria, as she gets on the ship, she's going to put her hand on the hull and just be like, "All right, old girl, let's see what you got."
The last things you see is that artifact in one of the corners, kind of like bleeping away with all these lights and noises. But then it kind of like fades from view, and your minds begin to completely believe the reality of this illusion. You do hear Sirith's voice say, "Good luck, cadets, and don't be afraid. Though these illusions are realistic, thanks to my incredible arcane prowess, they are just that. Illusions."
Illusions.
You heard him. It doesn't matter. Go all out.
So you are now on the deck of
We
this
can't break it.
gigantic hammerhead ship, situated at the skydock atop a Spelljammer Academy, with these scudding clouds kind of floating around you. And Dr. Carey, you kind of have the knowledge of having that name that was given to you by Bosun Tardo, Collier. You know all you need to do is want to go in that direction, and you're going to be going in the correct direction.
Okay. Dr. Carey really wants to do the Spelljammer equivalent of revving the engine and popping the clutch.
Nice.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome.
Okay.
So Minisa's going to follow Carrie, Dr. Carey, to wherever she's heading.
Okay. So the first task that you have is taking off smoothly and swiftly, clearing the academy and getting into the Astral Sea as quickly as possible to then speed it at mind blistering speeds, the speed of thought basically you travel at. The Spelljammer is going to have to make an ability check. The Navigator is going to have to make an ability check, and 14 is the magic number to get a smooth takeoff here. But the crew can make the job easier for that takeoff by manning the jamming stations that the Vip and Kip told you guys about, and kind of making the sails and the rigging move with Dr. Carey's wishes. So
Yes.
each crew member, each who has taken the role of crew, can make a skill check kind of describing what you're doing to help out. You can make that however you have the narrative control of what it is you're actually doing to help out. And if you do, that's going to add each success that beats a 13 is going to add a +1 to Dr. Carey's eventual roll. The captain can make a charisma check to allow anyone who failed, any crew member who fails their check to get a reroll. But their DC on their reroll will increase by 2. So it's like a little mini skill challenge to take off smoothly. So each of the crew members, to tell me how you kind of throw yourself into getting this ship moving.
I'm gonna say that there's like underneath, there's a spot that Axel can get to and grab some like arcane ores and just like give it like a boost and just start rowing down there.
Nice. All right, so you can make a athletics check.
Sweet. I'll go ahead and use my inspiration.
All right.
Nice.
I'll take that.
20 is much better than a 7.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
better than
Describe to us how
one.
that almost went wrong, and then how it went right.
So if these were any other type of ores, if these were magical arcane ores, just the very first pressure of him just like trying to take off with the ores almost snapped them in half. But because they're so magical, they somehow the tensile strength stayed and didn't snap and just bowed a little bit.
Nice. Beautiful. All right, so Ace and Zemenius. That's 1 + 1 for Dr. Carey's roll. All right.
Nice.
So first of all, Zemenius is going to, as he sees Dr. Carey get settled into her throne, he's going to say, "Now, Doctor, just stay calm and focus. You've got this. You're the best pilot out here. I can tell. I have a feeling for these things." And he's going to give her a bardic inspiration.
Nice.
And then he's going to. I think that they're on this particular ship. He, if Axel is like rowing to kind of start this ore engine, there's also like a heated heart happening somewhere on the ship, like a almost like a steam, like a coal engine, like a train or something like that needs to maybe magically get started.
Sure.
And
It's
Zemenius
probably near the helm as well, like right where you are, I'd say.
Right. Like it's not it's near the helm, and it looks like maybe where somehow the energy, the sort of arcane energy gets concentrated and turns into flame, and then goes back into the ship. And Zemenius is just going to hold out his hands, and he's going to essentially he's going to cast control flames and just try and like superheat these fires and just kind of get them, superheat them and then cool them down and just try and modulate them so that they're ready to jump with Dr. Carey's go.
Nice. Is Control Flames a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Okay, nice. It's going to give you advantage on Arcana check.
Okay. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Nice. So yeah, you see his hands start to get this heat, and he's like heating it up, and he's like, "All right, Dr. Carey, I think we're ready for you."
That's +2 so far. What about Ace?
So I'm going to climb up the mast, and I'm like in the riggings, grabbing on ropes and just kind of swinging to adjust the sails to try to get the best angle of the solar winds or whatever.
Nice.
Just kind of like swinging here and there.
Excellent. You can either do for the rope manipulation, like getting them all untangled or knotted, you can do sleight of hand, or you can do acrobatics for the swinging the sails open to full really quickly.
Acrobatics, it's a little bit better.
That double proficiency.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna use my
once.
inspiration. use that inspiration for sure. That's my second one. Okay.
What
13.
happened? What happened?
So I almost slipped, and I snagged a rope, changed my direction to swing around, ate the deck.
But at the
I was
last
just
minute,
being
the sail just opened.
just a little overconfident, not quite used in this new body.
All right. So, as no one has failed their check, the captain can reserve their ability to now, because no one failed. The captain can re-roll Dr. Carey's check on this as a potential. If Dr. Carey fails, you can help
Nope.
Dr. Carey get a re-roll.
Alright.
So,
We ain't failing out here, baby.
when you're gonna roll your spell casting ability, but it's got an extra +3 added to it.
Do I know how to do that very easily?
It's in the modifier
It's in
right
the
next to your
bottom
dice
left.
in the bottom
Modifier
left. You'll see you can
plus
put a
Where it
plus
says
3.
modifier.
3. All right. And then my spell casting ability is intelligence, just straight intelligence roll.
No, so you're gonna have like whatever you would do to cast a spell, like an attack spell, is your
My spell tech.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Well, you're pushing my knowledge of fantasy grounds. I'm afraid to say I'm just gonna roll intelligence check, and we can add the extra +2 for proficiency. I'm sorry, I don't know how to
Good idea.
do what you're doing. Ugh, boy. Well, that's a 10. I've got bardic inspiration, so I guess I could use that. Or I don't know, does it make sense to have the captain?
Let the captain do his thing first, maybe.
All right.
And see.
Yeah. What do I need to roll to?
So you're gonna have to make some type of inspiring speech for Dr. Carey, and roll a charisma-based check. Any type of charisma-based check. If you're intimidating, if you're like, yeah, you get your shit together, then it's a intimidation. If it's like you can do this, like Zamenius was doing, then it's persuasion. You could trick him by saying something you don't really believe with deception. You could perform for him if you wanted to G him up. It's a charisma-based check.
Okay. My charisma's not great, so I'm just gonna go with like a speech, and we'll see what you think that would be for a stat.
Okay.
Because it's all pretty much the same. All right. Estria's gonna just kind of like standing in front of the helm, but not like looking at Dr. Carey. She's gonna like look onto the side so that like one of her eyes is looking at her and saying, "All right, Doctor, you know what you got to do. You know how to do it. We gonna get through this together. We just gotta stick to what we know, stick to the plan, come out of this safe and sound."
All right, that sounds like persuasion. Yeah,
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Doesn't afford a reroll, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He feels probably good about it, but not enough to get a free reroll. So if you're going to beat that check, I think we've got 12. You're missing by 2 at the moment. So your inspiration can still get there if you roll a 2 or better.
My DC is 14.
DC is 14. Yep.
Okay. But I can still tack on the inspiration right now.
Yes. So you've rolled a 12 so far, right? As far as I can work out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. Your inspiration die is a D6 right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does. I'm
Like
spending
those
it.
odds. Yes. Yeah.
5. So that's a 17 total.
All right. The towers disappear, like very quickly from behind your ship, from beneath your ship, and as you pass into the spectacular void of the wild space, it's just this incredible sensation of limitless possibilities now within your grasp. You can see the beauty of all of the places you could go with this type of vehicle and this incredible place. You can instantly feel like, ooh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. We're doing something pretty cool here.
There you go, Doctor. There you go. And it's going to give him another bardic inspiration. Just like that. Keep it nice and steady.
From the corner of your guy's eyes that's out on deck, and Dr. Carey, as you kind of are able to perceive from any part of the ship, you are aware of, like, at the same time, like, another ship, another hammerhead ship is like keeping pace with you, has taken off at the same speed. So your next task is to plot a course. This will be the last thing that you guys do this session. So you're trying to make the shortest route from here to the area where you need to go, which is this gas giant. That is going to involve, depending on your role, the captain can make either a survival check to help plot the course or a persuasion check. Any crew can again be helping out with athletic-y type things or acrobatic-y, sleight of handy type things in the jamming stations, or if you want to be charging up again with the speedy heart that you created, Viz, then that's fine.
Yeah.
We could do that with Arcana instead. The Spelljammer will be using investigation, history, or survival to follow the shortest course possible. Any individual failures will have a consequence for you individually, but it's a group check. So long as the group check is successful, then the navigation is successful. And as a group, you need to get 3 successes. Your target number is 13. So you can decide what you're doing on the ship and describe that and how it happens according to your role and according to your own imagination. The captain is in a special position of if the group finds himself in danger, they have something called the captain's save. And you can use a relevant skill check that makes sense with a DC 14 to move into position of one of your crew and move into the position of danger instead of them. That will put the danger at a more advantageous position to avoid it. That's so you know that is a possibility that you're going to have moving forward. Okay?
All right.
Who would like to go first?
Axel will go first. So I'm gonna see if we can do like a con save for him maybe, and what he's gonna stay down there the whole time, knowing that this is he's competitive. He heard her yelling. He wants to win this race, so he's down there oaring the entire time. And because he's at that jamming station, I'm assuming he can like see signals from either the captain or the Spelljammer on directions, so like he can help with the oar, like turning around and help guiding using the oars at the same time, not just for speed but for cutting corners real quick around like asteroids or rocks or whatever we're flying around.
Absolutely. So you're just like using your fortitude,
just getting all my stamina to
Yep.
keep it going. Yeah,
Sure. Make a con save instead. That's absolutely fine.
Nice.
2.
All right, that's 1 success. 1 out of 5.
I mean, I already know that Esther is going to use survival for the charting the course thing. So I will roll.
I can do this all day. He's just rolling.
I'm going to use my inspiration for that one. There we go. That's 20. All right, so I'm thinking with that, she's like looking over a chart of the area basically, and she's thinking, if we took a direct path, we might just be able to get through this real easy like. But then she looks closer and she's like, oh wait, hang on. There's actually like a dark matter nebula or something in that way, and that would cause trouble. So we can't really go that way. But we could use it as like a slingshot, perhaps.
With that clarification, like Dr. Carey's like able to calculate like, oh, that's a good point, and like you just see like this the best way to go. You have advantage. You've given Doctor with your crit. You've given Dr. Carey advantage on Dr. Carey's roll.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
If of all the equations flying in front of my face.
I think at this point you see Zaminius has tied his red hair back up into like a little man bun, and he's rolled up his shoulders because the that sort of flame engine is going strong. He's like, "All right, Ace, tell me what to do. I'm not really physical labor is not my favorite thing, but you're making it look kind of fun. I also would rather win than
It's
lose."
fun.
So
Yeah.
he is going to get his hands dirty, and he casts guidance on himself, like, "Oh, please." And he says, "Do not let one of these ropes decapitate me." And he jumps in, and he's going to make an acrobatics check.
Nice. Yeah, so you just want to like swing as hard as you can and pull.
Nice.
Yes.
Crushes
Right.
it. Crushes it. 26.
Yes.
He's doing it. He's like, "All right."
22.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's already successful. It's going swimmingly. You've already achieved 3 successes.
All right.
So that's great. But the more successes is going to give you whether you have an advantage
Yes.
or you're behind the other ship. So
Okay.
also individual failures will have a consequence in the next part of the challenge.
Mm.
So this is still
Okay.
meaningful rolls.
So, would it be possible if I want to kind of taunt and do a performance like a dance to another team of Spelljammer, or to kind of misdirect them?
Sure.
I'm like, maybe I'm up on like running across lines, so just trying to make us.
Do you have any
kind of-
magical means to make that more visual so it could cross the distance of some type of
I have a Misty Step I could use to get my like just teleport. I don't really have. Just trying to think of a way to work a performance.
You don't have any minor illusion
thing.
or prestidigitation?
No, Mage Hand, but let's see how that's gonna translate. Well,
Need a mage
Okay.
hand to slap the mage ass.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
don't think
I'll-
the range
I'll-
isn't quite far enough.
I'll say you can still maybe pull it off if you're doing it like in the crow's nest.
Yeah, I was hoping to do kind of like, I guess it would maybe translate to like an
You cut out there. Translate to a what?
like oar walking, like the Vikings would do.
Oar walking. Tell me about
Ridiculous
that. I don't
and
know about
I
oar
dangerous.
like that.
walking.
That sounds cool as hell.
So it was like a dance that they would walk.
You cut out again, Goonie. Try again.
Okay, so it was like they would walk on the oars as they were rowing, just to show off, kind of. Just it was like no point other than just showing off.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
That's basically what I want to do to intimidate.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it with disadvantage because it's really difficult to
It's
to be
ridiculous.
seen
Yeah.
over at the other ship. But just for your crew being affected by how cool they think you are by showing off is the first roll.
Right.
The second roll will determine if whether or not the other ship is affected by it. If that makes sense.
Okay. So performance with disadvantage.
But just roll them individually. So just roll one, and that's like for the actual test. Which, if
Okay.
it's successful, it counts as a success.
Got it.
But the second one's going to see whether it can affect the other ship or not.
Got it.
That's a
Okay.
13. That's just enough.
That's all right. One more
Okay.
time. This one's for you, Vina. 14.
All right.
A little
Okay.
better.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I'm twirling, spinning, way up on the rigging.
Okay, I'm going to let you know what happens with that in a moment.
All right.
Dr. Carey.
So, could you say a little bit about what it's like to perceive the rest of the ship and what people are doing when you're sort of sitting in the helm?
I guess.
So I'm basically in a locked room, aren't I?
you're in a locked room, but you're able to perceive any single part of the ship. If you want to look at what's on deck, you can see everything that's happening on deck. If you want to then change that and go like to a certain room of the Spelljammer, you can put your perception to wherever you want to be. Or you can just like pull back and feel the ship and feel the things that are around it coming close. Like when other ships come close, like you're going to be aware of that. You're going to see the things coming in. So your body's locked in there, but your mind is anywhere, any part of the ship that you want.
Okay, great. I just wanted, great. So I guess I perceived Captain Estria was doing her sort of calculations and catapulting us around. So I guess I will I'll be I'm hovering sort of behind her shoulder, watching the celestial maps and sort of double checking her calculations. So I'm gonna roll the investigation to try to do my skill check, but that's me making sure. Oh, did you carry did you actually do the cross multiplication? Okay. And so I'm going to roll investigation with advantage. Yes. I think that. Oh boy, 13.
That's the magic number. That's the magic number. That is 5 out of 5.
Wow.
So, as your ship is taking these perfect lines with just this beast down below, just pulling on these oars to like make these ridiculous like drags, like what do they call it? Tokyo Drift.
It's drifting.
While you've got these, Zemenius is just like, oh, this is so much fun after getting the quick lesson from Goonies, pulling on the sails this way and pulling on the sails that way, and wee out the side of the ship. While Ace is just like trotting on the oars as they pull, like, yay, motherfuckers! And you can see this other ship is also like cutting these perfect lines as well. But there's a certain moment where it's like this jolt, like it's noticed something and it's just like stumbled, and you get it, the first advantage on them as you seem to have like tripped them up by this ridiculous display of bravery walking the oars. So you're a boat length ahead of them, so to speak, if this was a race.
Nice. And it is.
Yeah.
The speed of the Spelljammer is incredibly fast when you're in open wild space. But what happens with the Spelljammer is that anything that comes near it slows down to more manageable speeds, to normal boat speeds, so that you just don't smash into things and just destroy the ship. So you guys have been moving, just the stars just look like lines. It's like that hyperspace from Star Wars the whole time kind of thing. And the ship slows because you've come into a hazard. And it looks like an electrical storm on the horizon, just these rippling lightning bolts ahead of you, just this massive area. There's basically, you're in it. You've gone this shorter course and it's taking you straight into this unforeseeable lightning storm. And you see why this couldn't be predicted as your Spelljammer nears, because these giant eels floating through wild space are just letting out these electrical charges from one to another, creating this electrical field. You're going to have to fly through these giant eels and try and not get hit by these zaps of lightning that are jumping out from these eels. And thankfully, none of you failed, so none of you are in a really terrible position on board to be zapped by those lightning bolts. But that's where we'll leave things for this evening. So thank you once again for your wonderful imaginative contributions.
Nice.
And we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Great.
Yes.
2 weeks, right?
2 weeks.
Thank you. It was great.
Great
Y'all.
fun.
Yeah, amazing.